All right, guys, welcome back to Nashville Soccer Dads, where we talk about everything Nashville SC. Before we dive into this recap of Ottawa Leg 2, be sure to subscribe. We're trying to hit 100 followers, and we have 3 days. We're at 11. We can
Yeah,
do
we
this.
can do it. We can do it.
No, but seriously, if you want to help us out, hit that subscribe button. Okay, let's get into the Nashville SC versus Atletico Ottawa leg 2 of the CONCACAF Champions Cup. We slaughtered them. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry, guys. We did. They were missing a couple of their key players, apparently. And I watched some Canadian show last night. I think it's called One Soccer, but they were so surprised. They were going into this, I guess, thinking they were going to beat us.
Oh,
And
I don't
we
know
were
about
going
that.
into it thinking, oh, this will be easy.
You mean before leg one or before last night?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah. They were very shocked
Yeah.
at
I
the
was
result.
I thought it was funny. Sorry, I cut you off here a little bit. I thought it was funny that one of the main talking points of the first leg was the weather. Like, oh, how's Nashville going to perform in the cold weather of Canada? And then like last night it was like the same or maybe even colder.
It was cold. It was very cold. But apparently, again, I wasn't there at the New England Revolution game, but it wasn't as cold as that game, right?
Yes, the New England game was a little bit colder, and I was less prepared for that
Ah,
game.
so last
Maybe it
night,
just
how
felt
did you feel?
colder.
Did you feel fine last night?
Yeah, yeah. Especially when I came and sat by you, the wind was not nearly as bad on that east
East.
east side of
Yes,
the stadium
you're
as
getting it.
I'm trying to talk like a smart person instead of on the other side behind the goalie. That's where I sit.
Yeah. East side was
Yeah,
the side. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Let's dive into it. I'm going to say some stats here first, guys. First of all, we won 5-0 on aggregate 7-0. They had one shot on goal out of the two games.
Yeah.
All right, so we had 11 shots, they had 5 shots. We had 8 shots on target. This is saying they had two. So, okay, I take it back. They
I
had
thought it
two
was just
shots.
one on target as well. So
I
we
don't
may
know.
need to double check those stats.
Whoever's doing this Nashville SC app, they got to update the app here.
Or
Uh,
they might have counted that one. Ah, no, I mean it wasn't on target. I mean that was probably their best chance, but it still wasn't on target.
okay.
So,
Well, we'll file a complaint.
yeah.
We had 4 corners, they had one. We had 2 offsides. We had 12 fouls. They had 13. They were really trying hard. This is where it gets kind of interesting. We had 533 passes. They had 557. They had 3 saves. We had two, and they had 7 clearances. We were raining on the shots, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I did see a stat somewhere. I think they had like 60% possession, which seemed interesting to me. I felt like we kind of dominated that game,
Yeah.
but
Possession is a weird stat. I've tried to understand how they calculate that, and it's because in my head, a few years ago, possession to me was how long you had the ball, and
yeah.
that's not accurate.
Mm,
It's it is a factor. It's like a mix of how long you have the ball, completed passes, and I think there's another factor, I think. So it's not because I used to think it was just like, oh, we had the ball longer.
right.
Obviously, we had more possession. It's not that. I'll look it up and double check exactly
Okay.
what the stats are, but it's like this weird formula of okay, you had this many passes and this many were successful passes, and this is how long you had the ball. And it's all this conglomerate of facts and figures that they put together to give you a possession stat.
Huh. Okay, so I checked it out on Mr. Chat. So MLS calculates it by optical tackling. So here's the factors for possession that I just looked on chat. Passes completed, time a player controls the ball, dribbles, clear control after tackles, and then restarts like throw-ins, goal kicks, and free kicks. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's some other stats for us. Jordan Knight scored his first goal. Reed Baker got his first NSC debut. We'll get to him in a sec. Let's see. Shaq Muhammad got his first
Yep.
debut. That was pretty cool. He's got speed. Love to see
Hmm.
it.
Yeah.
And this is an interesting fact, like stat that I forgot, but Brian Schwacke, this is now his third game of the season. This is his eighth straight win as a as a starting goalie. Like so
Yeah.
the last 8 times he's played for Nashville, he's won.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
That is. That is.
And he's
And
still yet to be tested, really,
right. This year for sure. I think next week or this weekend, sorry. We're gonna see
against
it. We'll
Dallas.
get to that.
We'll get to that. Yeah. So, but what I will say is he was tested in the Open Cup. So
Yeah.
we did see that, it's hard to gauge his shot stopping ability yet just based on that one tournament. He had 2 shots he saved during these 2 games.
But
Um,
let's be honest, those that wasn't even Ottawa's best attempts. I mean,
no.
they were their only attempts on target, but it wasn't their best attempts.
Right. Right. So yeah, we will definitely see. I will say though, I feel very comfortable with the ball at his feet. He looks
Yeah.
really good.
He looks comfortable.
He's
Yeah.
not just lobbing it up. Like whenever he does lob it or do a far kick, they're very accurate passes. They're cool.
Hmm. Yeah, they seem intentional for the most part.
Nashville, here's a couple other things. Nashville has won the first 3 matches of the season, first time in club history. We now advance to the CONCACAF Champion Cup round of 16, where we will face Inter Miami.
Hmm.
And we went here before, I believe it was in 2024 or
Yeah,
2023,
somewhere in there. Yeah.
and we faced Inter Miami and lost in
Yeah.
this same tournament. How does this happen?
I don't even get me started.
Okay, we won't. We'll
But,
save it.
but yeah, yeah, it's I don't know, fate, soccer gods, luck, unluck, I don't know what you call it, but it's happening again. And I actually going into the season, I was a little hesitant, but I think we're going to take it to them.
I do too.
I think it's going to be a good game.
I would agree.
It will be interesting to see how BJ plays his lineup against Miami. I don't know if we're going to see, the lineup that we've seen going into the Open Cup. If we'll see a little bit more. Maybe we'll see, Espinoza starting. Maybe we'll see Serge starting. Or he might just run it. I mean, they looked pretty strong.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, we're facing an Ottawa team. It's not quite, I mean, no offense to Ottawa, but not on the same caliber as where I would expect Miami to be.
really? Just kidding.
All that to say though, like our boys look good. They look strong. There were a few things that I could nitpick at, obviously, and we will because that's what we do. But
That's what we
um,
do.
a few other stats that I wanted to throw out there. Were you done with your stats?
I'm almost done.
Okay, go for it.
Okay,
I
so
just have a
Brian
few,
okay, Brian Acosta recorded his first assist and goal contribution. Thank God.
and it was beautiful. Let's just
It was
throw
beautiful.
that out there.
And that was the Jack Mayer goal.
Yeah,
Yeah, off the set piece. Very well done. Reed Baker Whiting not only got his debut, records his first assist as well. What a guy, dude.
yeah.
Okay,
I don't,
we'll
I
get
don't,
to him.
I don't know if we mentioned this. I think Brene got his first game as well.
You are so right. I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
Okay.
Charles Emile Brunet got his first debut as well. He was the 80th round pick for the draft.
He looked comfortable.
He
I
looked good.
mean, didn't look, I mean, I'm picturing myself if I were a good soccer player
Yeah,
and I somehow made it to the draft and I made it to an MLS team, I would be shaky in my first game. Just nerves, just straight
right.
nerves. But he looked comfortable. we didn't see a whole lot of him, but he looked comfortable with the ball, did a couple of flair, little step over moves, and maybe that was just to calm himself too, but look, he looked comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I just want to throw this out there for all you listeners out here. When you are, it doesn't even have to be your first time on the field, like a debut or anything, but a lot of times if you get on the field, you kind of want to show the players that, hey, you can't get the ball from me, because then players actually give you more time. So
Yeah.
he did that right away, and it was kind of like, oh, this guy's he's very smart.
Yeah.
He's got a high soccer IQ. Okay. Um, Matthew Corcoran recorded his second assist. Really, I would say he got two assists last game, but okay, we'll just call it one.
Which other one were you calling?
Well, the
Counting?
one he crossed it into Woobens.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Woobens headed it, goalie blocked, Mule finished.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I know we're gonna talk about Corcoran. Jordan Knight scored his first Nashville SC goal. I said that.
Hmm.
Captain Jack,
Yep.
second
Captain
second
Jack.
game captaining, doing well. And then Alex Muyl scored his first goal this season.
Yeah.
I think that's all I got. Okay, so let's go to you.
I just wanted to pull up the overall stats for the Champions Cup. I was just
Ooh,
curious.
yeah.
And remember, this is like, I don't remember what we're calling it. Not our starters, not our go-to starters, you know. But we have Woobens Passius with 2 goals, is tied for second place for number of goals scored in the Champions League or Champions Cup, sorry. Dennis Bouanga and Luca Romero from Cruz Azul are number one, tied for number one. And
With how many
then
goals?
three.
Three. Okay.
And then for assists, Matthew Cochran, he's tied for second. He's got 2 assists. Son from LAFC has three.
Okay.
So, but there's one, two, three, four that are tied for second with 2 assists. I just thought that was kind of neat to see two Nashville not starters,
Yeah,
up there in the top of and obviously, that's going to change. We've only played 2 games, but I thought it was kind of cool to see.
I love
Yeah.
that, man.
And a quick
That's
shout out to Annabelle Godoy. He's got 2 yellow cards.
our guy
Doing what he does, right?
doing what he
Causing
does, man.
havoc.
Oh, what a guy. What a guy.
So
Okay,
yeah.
so, well, I love that. So let's get into the lineup. We'll talk about some lows, some highs, some standouts from some players, some expectations not met. So our lineup, we had Brian Schwacke in the goal, Jack Mayer as center back and the captain. We had Brian Acosta playing the midfield with Matthew Corcoran, Woobens Passias up top. Alex Muyl actually played as the left winger. I thought he was playing in the midfield, but he was actually the left winger. Thomas Williams also played center back. Josh Bauer played right back, was it, or left back?
He started at right back and moved to left back when Nahar came in.
That's right. And then Jordan Knight didn't play left back. He played right wing
Hmm.
forward, which was awesome. It was cool to see him up there. He reminds me of a Timothy Weah kind of player.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. Yeah.
Really cool, really cool. I like him better in the attacking because his defending is a little questionable, I would say. And then Reed Baker Whiting, of course, started on the left side, and then Ahmed Kassem started as the left midfielder, not
Mhm.
up top, as a midfielder.
Yeah.
All right, so who are some standout players, or do you want to start standout or
We can start stand up.
okay,
Let's start with,
let's talk about
um,
some standout players here.
I think my first impressions, Williams, I thought stood out a little bit for me. To see him coming out strong as a center back, like he looked good. He looked confident. He got up and won balls, very aggressive. I mean, we had probably, I don't know, a lot of fouls, But that was another thing. I thought the officiating was a little not one-sided. I felt like it was maybe a little one-sided against us, but we were also playing way more aggressively. So like I can see it. But that's just a side note. I thought Reed Baker Whiting had a great game, great debut. He looked strong. You know, he this is an overall comment for the defense. They looked really well together. They moved really well together. They covered each other well. Their communication was really well. It didn't look like we had, you know, a mix match of defenders, which I don't know how much they've played together. You know, we haven't seen them play together much on the field this year. I mean, because Reed's new, but they played really well together as a unit in the back.
Yeah, and really, if you think about it, this was probably Reed's first week practicing with the team.
Yeah,
He was like high-fiving, he was hugging after the goals, like
yeah,
he's so bought in. I love it. Yeah, he played amazing. It was really cool to see him. He's very aggressive as a fullback. He's got the spryness we need. It's quite a different profile than Lovett's, I would say.
yeah, yeah. Different, and that let's just go there. That pass that he made to set up Chasm's goal or assist, I can't remember. No, it was his assist, I believe.
Yeah, where he took a shot on goal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that I mean that was beautiful. Good vision. I mean, because I'm obviously we don't know for sure, but I don't think he could even see Chasm because Kazim, however you're supposed to say his name,
Kasem, I don't know. Yeah,
Kazem, like, and he just had the vision to know like this is where he should be, and I'm gonna play it there, and it was perfect.
it was beautiful. Let's talk about Kasem. So I again, like I felt like he still hasn't fully clicked into our system yet, I guess, but I do love his creativity. He turned over the ball multiple times throughout the game. He continues to do his Kasem. Uh, I don't know. It's kind of like mind games where he just lets guys get so close to him, and he's just like, "Nope, you can't get the ball from me." But then
Yeah,
until they do.
yeah,
So like
yeah.
if he just had a half a second quicker get rid of the ball, I feel like he's going to be unstoppable. But he took some chances. I think he had three shots on goal,
hmm
and one of them went in. Beautiful step over,
I
just
mean,
juking the
he
goalie.
he pretty much just walked that one in. Like he was as cool as a cucumber.
Yeah.
And when you're up by four, I think it's okay to. I mean, there's something to probably be said about like sportsmanship and that kind of thing. Maybe a little bit cocky, a little bit showboaty, maybe, but like
But
it
that's
didn't
his
bother me too
style,
much. It's
man.
him. It's him, and I think he needed it. He needed a goal. I think it'll help with some of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was cool as a cucumber in the box. Didn't freak out. Didn't take the initial shot after he beat the keeper. Made sure to juke one more time to move the defender out, and he just
It
buried in the
was
back.
it was beautiful. Uh Going back really quick, yeah, Thomas Williams played an epic game. I really, really like him as a center back.
Yeah,
He,
we've
he
got depth at every position now,
it's
like
so cool.
comfortable depth, and it's
Yeah.
good to see us playing those younger players too,
Yep.
giving them some of that experience.
I thought Mayer did an incredible job. Solid as usual. He's so
Yeah,
solid. It's like still boggles my mind that he's one of our veterans and one of the
I know
older
it feels like
guys.
just like last year that we picked him up, and it's been five, I think.
I think
Is it
so.
5 years?
Yeah.
And he's
But it
still a threat in the box. We're not missing Zimmerman. Like I would say Zimmerman's still stronger in the air, but it's we're not missing it.
Yeah, well, one of the things I mentioned on an earlier episode was that I was hoping to see more headers completed from Mayer in the box.
Yeah.
He got a goal last night.
You got to go almost too. That first one was very close. He got just a
Very
little bit
close.
on it. If he got any more on it, it was going towards goal.
It was perfect. Josh Bauer, yet
It's solid.
another incredible just performance. He's so like under the radar, but he's so effective.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about, well, I guess I want to say really quick. So this team that played the second leg of Ottawa, you could say none of them were our starters. You could say they're our B team, except for Brian Schwacke. But the thing is, I do want to mention, so Brian Schwacke, Jack Mayer, and Alex Muyl have all been starters for us.
Hmm.
So now they're kind of taking this rotational spot, other than Schwacke, Jack Mayer and Muyl. They're taking this rotational sub spot, and let's say they're on this B team. They're doing so good, man.
Yeah,
It's But it's crazy that we could take our whole different lineup. There was 10 new guys basically from New England, 10 different
yeah,
rotational guys that came in and won the game 5-0.
yeah,
That's depth.
yeah. And nothing to take away from Nashville, but I do think it needs to be said that I think Canada came into that game with a losing mindset. Like that they weren't connecting, they weren't playing as a team. It just I mean, they had everything going against them. They were already two down on aggregate. They were coming to Nashville to play. They were out a few guys. They had some turnover from last season. Just unfortunate for them. But again, nothing to take away from our boys. They played great. They did a fantastic job. One quick note on Jordan Knight. Thought he had a great night. I could see that Tim Weah kind of, speed and attack and just taking it straight to the goal.
Yep.
I have to say though that that goalie gave him that goal. It should have
Yeah.
been stopped.
But that was a
But
laser.
it was a laser, and he didn't. He hit it on target. There's something
Yeah.
to be said about you miss 100% of the chances you don't take kind of idea. Like
Yeah.
my favorite Michael Scott quote, right?
Oh yeah. Wayne Gretzky. Um, yeah, 100%. That should have been stopped. I don't know what's going on with that goalkeeper last night.
Yeah.
A
So
lot of mistakes. A
all
lot of
all
mistakes.
all that to say, I think put a bow in it. Like that was a good team effort from Nashville. We had 5 goals, 5 different goal scorers. I think 3 different assists. Yeah, 3 different assists. Two goals were unassisted. Again, going back to just Nashville being dirty in the box. Not dirty, sorry, wrong word. Scrappy.
Scrappy.
Let's say scrappy.
Okay.
Because we follow up. We're always there, almost always there. We're first to react, first to ball. Like Moya was there for the first one.
Well,
I think,
on that first goal that Moyle scored, we had 5 guys in the box.
yeah.
This is how we're playing now. Very aggressive.
And
You
it's
love to see it.
so different from 2, 3 years ago when we would have one guy in the box. You know, I don't know how many times I was so frustrated with, Moyle or not frustrated with Moyle, but when, Moyle or someone would run down the side or Schaffel would run down the side, kick it into the box.
One guy, one
And
chance.
yeah, you have Mukhtar who's a head shorter than the center backs. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, okay.
Half the
But
weight too.
yeah, and no, but I'm loving the changes that we're making. I'm actually excited to go to Miami, and I honestly like I would love to see a starting lineup against Miami, but I will not be upset with this lineup right here.
Yeah.
I
I
think it'll be heavily contested, and I think it'll be. I still think we're going to see a few starters
yep.
sprinkled in.
Yep.
Oh, I have to, sorry, I was about to say Nahar, and I have to say he did not have a great game last night. He did come
No.
in late. He probably just never really got started. That's
Yeah.
that's what I'm going to say to him. He gave up the ball quite a few times. Still pretty solid defensively, but on the offensive side, a little shaky. But I mean, he was only in what 10 minutes,
Yeah.
maybe 15. So I'll give him a pass on that one.
Yeah, we'll give him a pass. It was interesting. I don't know what happened there, but it seemed like every pass was being intercepted. So
Yeah.
I don't know. We still believe in you, Nahar. Don't worry. You're good. Let's talk about Matt Corcoran really quick. Is he living up to the hype and the potential that we saw him in, or that we expected him to do this season as the Brugman-esque player? Is he doing it?
I mean, I think so. I think so. I am very, very happy with what I've seen. I mean, I was happy with him since last, as a sub from last year. I liked his work ethic. I liked how hard he played, his decision making, everything. Like, I mean, he's still young. We're still seeing some young things, but like in spite of that, like, I mean, he is young
He is
and
young.
he's still doing so well.
He's doing so well, man. He had so many influential plays
Yeah.
throughout this competition.
I mean, that
And
ball to Jordan Knight was fantastic.
that ball to Jordan Knight, the first goal, the cross in to Woobens was
Yeah.
insane. He was a part of a couple other plays that he is filling that role for me, that connecting the back line with the front line.
Yeah.
Like
And
the
he's,
pass to Jordan Knight, he was facing our goal, received the ball, and hit it over, like not even facing the other way. Like he
yeah.
hit it all the way. It was such an insane perfect pass.
Yeah. I mean, that vision and another thing to say, like, he's all over the field. Like, I mean, people talk about box to box midfielders. He's like end to end midfielder. Like that cross, the initial cross from to Passius, um, he was like on the end line
Yeah.
almost when he made that cross. And then, the pass to Jordan Knight, he was, in between our box and midfield, made that ball pat. Like he was everywhere. He was a threat. He was a nuisance, like in a good way, a good nuisance to Ottawa.
Oh yeah.
I nothing but good things to say about Matt.
It's amazing. That's why you kind of you want the younger players because their engines, man, just go farther. That's just the truth. They go farther and faster. So he's really doing good. I wouldn't be surprised at all if he started in the Miami game. I agree with you. I think a couple of the positions will be changed. Like I can definitely see Espinoza and Madrigal coming in.
Yeah.
Maybe Patrick or Eddie,
Yeah. I could
but
see either Wuledzi or Jason.
coming
Maybe
in.
one of those coming in. And maybe not starting, but maybe coming in right
Yeah.
after half kind of thing. Maybe.
Yeah, it was it
It'll
was
depend on how that first half goes.
it was really interesting, right? Because after the first half last night, we were up 2-0.
Hmm.
And so I was like, okay, I wonder what kind of subs BJ's gonna make because we're up 4 points here. What
Yeah.
are you just gonna get guys experience? But I want to mention this too. It's amazing that we're in this tournament this early in the season because both of our whole squad is getting so much time
Yeah.
playing. So this is setting us up so good for the Leagues Cup, so good for the end of the year where our subs, like we will be mixing it up throughout the whole
Yeah.
season. It's
And
so
hopefully,
cool.
yeah, hopefully we won't see too much fatigue, too much injury, too much. I mean, it's part of soccer. It's bound to happen, but hopefully with the way that we're subbing in players and the way we're, giving like spreading the wealth, let's say, less time on field, less time on joints, bones, all that stuff.
Oh man. All right. Okay, great game. On to round of 16, I guess. Hey, well done. You made it to the end of the video. If you want to hear more slightly informed, slightly biased, but fully committed to Nashville SC info, be sure to hit that subscribe button and we'll catch you on the next one.